Hello and welcome everybody to my first ever Q&A video. Now I'm gonna do this a little bit differently than normal, so I have my phone over here for your guys to be reading your guys' comments from. I have answers that I've written down on a book because I had so many, so thank you all so much for that. I am also going to be listening to some music, and it is going to be the same music that I'm going to be playing in the background of this video, because I figured that right now I don't feel the most high energy, and this music really makes me feel full of energy. So without further ado, let's get into this. What is your next goal for YouTube? So my next goal for YouTube, there's actually very soon here there's going to be a few changes possibly, but I'm going to figure all that out and then get back to you guys on that because of new things starting in September. So but anyway, for my next goal for YouTube is to hopefully start doing more. I feel like I have not been doing as much as I could be, and I'm gonna have to change a couple things in order to get that in working order properly the way I want it to be. So but I'll go over that in more detail in another video soon, hopefully. But anyway, now Wise Wizard here says what's your goals for future jobs and business, and or not to pry, but do you have a future person that you have in your life for companionship? You're only supposed to ask one question, sir. I'm kidding. Does not matter. So I wrote my answer down right here, and do I have a partner right now? No, I do not. Future partner, I don't have any ideas for one, but that can easily change. I don't know how that is going to be. I don't know. That's not really something that's forefront on my mind right now. As for future businesses slash job, I haven't really thought about that too much. I really kind of like the idea of what I'm doing here with YouTube, and I definitely want to continue that as much as possible and as long as possible because I love doing it and I love meeting all you guys. I've met so many new people. All of you guys are brand new in my life, and I would have never met you guys if I hadn't started this channel. So I think that's super cool, and I definitely want more of that and to interact with you guys more. As for jobs, I am going to be teaching parkour again, starting teaching parkour in September at 2 different places. So I'm going to end up having, what is a total of 5 classes a week, which is actually really cool to me, and I am super excited for it. I cannot wait. Funny Fluffy asks, I got a question. What gets you doing stuff if you feel motivated but just don't feel up to attempting much? There are lots of times where I feel like I want to do something, but I just don't feel like I have the energy to do it, or I don't feel like I'm, you know, actually wanting to do certain things, and I tend to procrastinate quite a bit, and I end up feeling extremely busy, and when I feel extremely busy and stressed, I tend to not do anything, and I tend to procrastinate even more, which doesn't help the situation. But well, usually what I end up doing is sometimes I will take a nap, because if I take a nap, it kind of clears my mind, it settles me down a little bit, and I can focus a little more on what it is I need to do slash want to do for that. Also sometimes playing a game, as I said, I procrastinate a lot, so playing games can end up helping with that. Or if it is really bugging me and I'm just like having a really tough time getting started with it, a lot of times I will walk away. Just completely walk away. I'll completely ignore it. I'll write it down or something like that, right? But I'll just completely walk away and do nothing. Do something else for myself and come back to it later on. Raging Cajun Smith says, alright, so Nate, you're always so cool and collective. Well, I appreciate that. He also asks, what is your pet peeves? It's not showing up on there, it doesn't want to focus, but what is your most annoying pet peeves? So my most annoying pet peeve is when things do not work the way they are intended to work. And I don't mean plans not working out the way I want, or certain things that I want to do not working out how I want it to do. I mean items, like for example, my phone here, because it likes to do stupid things to me, especially with the camera failing garbage right now. Also, you know, computer, laptop, things like that. Even if my chair doesn't want to work the way I want it to work or something, it upsets me, and I don't know why. I just get upset when things do not work the way they're supposed to work, because for me, if there's no actual reason for it, it shouldn't be happening. And I see a lot of times with my phone and laptop problems that shouldn't be happening because there's no reason for it, and I call them ghost issues. And I don't mean that because it's a ghost causing it, but I mean it as in it doesn't exist. There's no reason for it to exist. It's just a problem out of nowhere that no one else has. Nico asks, do you like spoon emoji? No. It's completely evil. How dare you ask such a thing? And my mother asks, do you ever plan to cut your hair? I already know the answer, but others may not. So, my hair. My long hair. My hair is. I actually don't know the measured length of my hair, but that is how long it is. And yes, I do plan on cutting my hair. Actually, no, not cutting. I plan on shaving my head at some point. I want to, well, my original goal was to let my hair grow down to my butt or past it, but it kind of stopped growing at this length, because it's been this way for about a year now, I think. So yeah, that plan is kind of ruined, but I still want to shave it, and I want to do some huge, gigantic charity event when I do shave it. I don't want to just shave it for the heck of it. I want it to go to charity. I want to shave it to raise money for charity. I want it to go to like 2, 3, maybe 4 different charities all at once. One of them being the MS Society. Oops, I just bumped my mic. One of them being the MS Society for sure. Skelm Skellington asks, what season of the year do you like the most? Whoa, a deep question, I know, lol, but my mother used to say that your favorite season tells a lot about your person, and I kind of believe it. So my favorite season, I don't know why I just locked my phone there, I need that. My favorite season of the year, I wrote it down here, is generally spring, because I like the kind of equal mix of cool versus warm days. I don't like it when it's too hot. I don't like it when it's too cold. I like the snow, but I hate the cold. I hate being hot, so hot that I end up sweating, but I love those days when the sun is shining and it's windy out and you have that nice cool breeze, but you have the nice light and warmth from the sun. I also really enjoy fog. Omar asks, I don't have a question, but what is your favorite song? Well, I actually answered that question the first time I did one of these question videos, because that was the first question I asked you guys. Anyway, that is okay. I will let it slide. My favorite song is actually Still Alive by Lisa Miskovsky. If you don't know, that is the theme song or main song, I guess, for the game Mirror's Edge. And I have not played Mirror's Edge yet, though I do plan to. But I love that song. When I first heard that song, I think I had just started doing parkour, and I answered this in the video about your favorite song, right? But it reminds me that I am still alive, that I'm not finished yet, that I can keep going, and no matter what, I'm still here. Zingcat asks, what do you see your life being like in 5 years from now? Well, I wrote that one down because that's a little bit more of a complex question. So I said here, making a living teaching parkour, able to go freely donate to charity, living in a house of our own with my dream computer, still doing YouTube. If I'm gonna get a dream computer, I'm gonna go all out and get the best possible thing I can get. But aside from that, still doing YouTube, definitely. I definitely still want to be doing YouTube because I love doing this with you guys, like I've said 100 times before, and I'll continue saying it forever because it's absolutely the truth. It would also be completely amazing to me if I could continue making a living, or well, actually making a living, period, teaching parkour or doing something with parkour, although I don't really care for competitions that much, but I love teaching it, especially to children. Children love it, and it's just, I don't know, it's a cool feeling. I love doing it myself, but to be able to share it with others, it makes it even better. And what I said there about being able to freely donate to charity, that's one thing I've loved to do. I've always wanted to be able to do. I have always kind of wanted to be, you know, rich, I guess, but the only reason why I want to have excess money coming in is so that I can bless others with that money. I know what it's like to struggle financially, and we still do, although not as much, and it's not, you know, extreme. There are tons of people out there who are much worse off than me and my mom are, but it still sucks struggling financially, like worrying about not being able to go get groceries when you need to, or not being able to pay certain bills or that kind of thing, and then worrying like, what's going to happen now if I can't do this? And I don't want anyone else to have to live that way. So I would love to be able to have excess money coming in so that I can help others in that way. So that's where I see myself in 5 years. That was a bit complicated, but yes. And Arblood, you ask, what is your favorite game? Well, my favorite game, I answered this again 2 weeks ago, I believe, sir. Anyway, my favorite game is Beyond Good and Evil, and I don't really understand why, but it made some kind of emotional connection with me, and I don't know, I just, that was a game that kind of stuck with me, and I didn't even realize it was my favorite game until I was able to get it for free. Me2 asks, you already have a nice list of questions, I hope you'll get this. Which one is worse, not being able to shoot/make fire when there are dozens of goats around, or being dropped to a sea of bananas? The wise ones know what I'm talking about. The goats, definitely. Those goat butts aren't going to burn themselves. And Croco SVK, you ask, what's my favorite movie, series, and book? Also, what do you study/where do you work? Well, my favorite movie series is definitely Terminator / The Matrix. It's hard to pick between the two, but those are the two I love the absolute most. As for book, it is that book that I talked about, I think, last week. I still forget the name of it, but I think it's starting to come back to me, and I believe it is called Quest for something. And I want to say Quest for Camelot, but that sounds like it's way too, I guess, mainstream or common, or I don't know what the word is, but that might be the name of the book. Maybe I can take a quick look up of what that is. Oh my god, well, looking it up, I actually found the name of the book that I was looking for. I looked up the Quest for Camelot, and oddly enough, I end up getting this book come up called Grail Quest, the Camelot Spell. That is the book I am talking about. That is my favorite book. And again, I don't really know why, but I read that book multiple times throughout school, throughout junior high, I believe. And it was really, really interesting to me. It gave me a very vivid imagination, and I still remember it to this day, and I haven't even read any of it in years, literally years. As for what do I study parkour. Does that count? I was doing taekwondo as well. I haven't this past year though. But as for actual school, I am not in any school right now, any actual school classes or anything right now. And I work teaching parkour to children, and I'm going to be having, as I said, 5 classes come September. Possibly more later on, and it's extremely exciting for me. And that seems to sum it up for all of the questions for this week from all of you guys. So thank you all so much for your participation in this. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the questions that you guys came up with. Some of them were simple, some of them were complex. I loved both, and I hope my answers are well enough, I guess. I did check VidMe, and I didn't see any comments on there about that, any questions, so that is how that is. But anyway, I thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed the music in the background here. It might have been a little bit too dramatic or something. And yeah, so I will see you all again next week. I did not come up with a question for this week, so I think next week I will ask you a new question, because right now it's a late night, and I think this question had a very, very large amount of stuff in it. If you guys want, what you can do is answer your own questions, or pick a question from the comments below that I did, or from what I answered today. Pick a question and answer it for yourself, and I will read that next week and come up with a new question for you guys myself. But until then, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all again very soon. Have a wonderful Monday, and God bless.